I remember during my first trimester, in my first child, in-injectionan po ako ng OB gynae ko, and according to her, it's part of ano daw po, yung requirements for my pregnancy. So, paano po yun?
Okay, it's really given by the OB/GYN people. Pagka nabutis ka, pero binibigay sa inyo mga 7 months na para in preparation for the delivery. Para yung bata hindi rin magkaroon ng tetanus doon sa puso. Okay? So kasi ang nanay magkakaroon ng antibodies sa tetanus, di ba? Anti-tetanus, antibodies. Tapos pupunta sa bata yun. Okay, pati ikaw, pagka nanganak ka, hindi ka mag-tetanus doon, no? Kasi ano naman, open wound yun sa matres, hindi ka mag-tetanus din. Just in case yung hospital, yung clinic, marumi. So, yan ang purpose talaga. Yung isa na, itong ginagawa nito mga demonyo ng tawag, lima. It's really para palaglag. At saka pagka nito, sigurado ibabalik yan kasi mura-mura yan, ha? Madali pang introduce ito doon, massive. Diba? Kunin mo lang yung mga bata sa eskwela, kaya kung saan yung eskwela, no? Sige, hindi siya tayo, kaya anti-tetanus to. Mas kinasabihin mo na, para panaglag ito, pwede mo na sabihin kasi may batas na hindi ko na mapupuli, hindi na natin mapupuli. Hindi na tayo pwede pumunta sa court. Hindi kaya ginawa namin panahon ni Javier, panahon ni Ramos. Yung mga tao yan, yan ang nag-promote noon, binigay sa WHO at saka masama dito, pagbigay ng mga WHO ng gamot, mayroon tayong pipirmahan kung anong mangyari sa inyo, hindi sasagutin kayo ng WHO. Okay? So, ang last message ko sa inyo, pagka may binigay sa inyo ng mga doktor, nurse, o medical community, tanongin nyo ano ba yan, ano bang komplikasyon dyan, ano bang side effects dyan, tanongin nyo palagi. Okay? Thank you very much. At saka fertilization, conception, yun na umpisa ang buhay. Yan ang ipapadala ko sa inyo. Okay, thank you.
You know, if there's one assignment po that I really don't like to do, that is giving closing remarks. Because I am forced to listen all throughout and try to, you know, make it as comprehensively short as possible. Why am I saying that? It's because listening to 3 individuals who studied about the RHP is really quite a task. And I could just imagine the amount of effort and time that they have given just to make it a report submitted to CBCP for approval, and then before they can go out and, so to speak, spread the word. So the mere fact that we're having this seminar means that there is a lot of things to be clarified. There are a lot of confusion in our part. So I would just like to have a show of hands. How many of you here felt a little confused after listening to them? For whatsoever reason. Yung medyo parang nalilito, hindi ko alam ano ba talagang gagawin ko. For whatsoever reason po. Honestly, I'll begin. So, konti lang, madami ng naliwanagan. Okay. Why am I asking that question? It's simply because media and the pro-RH bill proponents actually have a lot of media mileage as compared to pro-lifers. All you have to do is to turn on the radio, browse newspapers, listen and watch television. You could see anchors, newsmakers, congressmen, senators sharing their info, knowledge, research-based knowledge about the reproductive health bill. And we're only given such a very limited time to explain now the pro-life version or understanding of the RH bill. Why am I saying that there is room for confusion? There is room for confusion because we have active conscience. Okay? Actually, I admire those people who said that they are not really confused. I just hope that you have 100% understanding of the RH bill in a pro-life manner. That you really have this conviction that whatever happens, number 1, I'm not going to promote contraceptive. Number 2, I'm going to lead my children, my students towards the real understanding of the risk of the reproductive health bill. Saludo po ako sa inyo. But for those who are really confused, then the idea is that we are confused because we know that we have information in the past that we used to believe. And now, we have people telling us that should not be the way that we should look at those things. Okay? Personally po, I can relate to the example given by Sir AJ a while ago when he talked about condoms in 7-Eleven. I had a very, very similar experience. There's a very long line at Watson's. I had two experiences, in Watson's and 7-Eleven. There's a long line, there's a kid with me asking me for candies. And I told him, sige, you get whatever you want. And he came back to me with a condom. And I told him, Be, hindi yan candy. That's what I said. Sabi niya, hindi. Orange flavor. And sabi ko, hindi nga yan candy. Kumuha ka ng iba. May Mentos dyan, kung ano-ano. And we are at the counter. And people were smiling. Ay parang natatawa with the debate I'm having with that kid. And I ended up saying, Be, hindi kasi yan candy. Plastic yan. Hindi yan kinakain. Sinabi niya ulit, bakit nga po orange flavor? Pwede bang tikman? And sabi ko, Be, tama na, Lisa. Ito na lang. I know this favorite is Mentos. Sige, ito na lang Mentos. Matigil na ang usapan. But being an educator, you would know that what I did is wrong. Because I'm supposed to explain and make the child understand because I did not really answer the question. But does it really need to, do you really need to become a mother or a parent for you to fully understand or to fully, give a comprehensible answer to a 5-year-old kid asking you what a condom is and why it has a flavor? I just don't know. That is why when I approached the counter, I told them I would like to speak with the manager and requested them na baka you could transfer the condoms at the back in line with cigarettes and alcohol. Because there is a law that says children must not have an access to alcohol and cigarette. That's why it's behind the counter. Gusto mong bumili ng Yossi, malayong-malayo yan. Iaabot sa'yo, personally. Pero dapat mo siyang i-request. Yun ang sabi ng batas. But we do not have a law that says condom should be out of children's reach. It's not even a prescriptive medicine. So pwede siyang bilhin anytime, kahit na sino. Now, I do not know with you, if you have kids, I do not know with the teachers teaching in the preschool up to grade 6. I do not know what kind of reaction will you have if you see your students, your own children, holding a condom, telling you that it's part of my life. Because that is what we're trying to promote. Okay? Number 2, let's not be shy to say that we're confused. Because the act of confusion could also say that we have a very active conscience. Siguro meron tayong maling paniniwala, maling nasabi in the past, na later on, today, or perhaps in the past, we realize na mali pala siya. Okay? Just to end, without really undermining the non-teaching staff and the maintenance staff, I would like to thank the Lord for the opportunity given to all of us educators. Non-teaching personnel, maintenance staff, sabihin educators na naman, teachers na naman, hindi kami kasali dyan. No. When we say teachers po, any responsible adult is a teacher. So to end this morning po, we are called again to act and profess, promote, and uphold our identity as teachers. And how do we do that? We always go back to our foundations, our backgrounds as Catholic or Christian, and as a Filipino. If you notice po, RH Bill is a pro-Western ideal. As 12 years old, you will do whatever you want to do. As 18 years old, you have the right to do whatever you want to do. That's a very Western concept. But I believe as a Filipino, that's not our concept. So when in doubt, we go back to our backgrounds as Catholic and as a Filipino. To end, I'd like to share with you a story, not a story, a principle that I've learned from a preschool teacher in a public school. Last week, I visited a public school, and there's this very, very beautiful classroom decorated with Halloween trees. And then another teacher told me, "Ma'am, alam mo ba yan? Hindi pa sumusweldo yan. Preschool teachers daw po have not received their salary from summer up to the present, and according to them, it will be released sometime in December." Okay? So when the teacher told me that, sabi ko, wow, ang galing naman ni teacher. May pera pa siya pang decorate. I approached the teacher and told him, "Sir, God bless you for what you're doing." Kasi I was really inspired. Ang dami-dami mong decorations, and I know how expensive they are. The teacher told me, "No, ma'am, it's nothing. It's for the greater glory of God." Simple as that. So okay lang na walang sweldo, okay lang to spend your own money for the greater glory of God. Sana po we follow the same principle whenever we face our students. And also your own children. Now when we do teach them of values, of morals, of Filipinos and Catholics, it will all lead for the greater glory of God. Good morning. So we continue presenting to you our guest speakers again, and I would like